We finally got it. It's been 2 years. This video is going to be a reading vlog. I'm going to be making an update after each day. I think it's split into days and after the interludes with my thoughts. So I'm going to read day 1, then the interludes, and then give my thoughts. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some predictions / questions that I want to have answered by the end of this book. Now, first, to start off with some predictions. Prediction 1, Kaladin's not going to die. That's what I believe. I don't think he's getting cooked. I'm confident about this. If I'm wrong, I will do absolutely nothing, but I'll admit that I'm wrong. To me, he's just like has so much that I think he needs to do in terms of mental health accomplishments on the world of Roshar. I think he's creating therapy, and I think he's going to be potentially, maybe not the world's first therapist. We'll talk about why. Wait, he already is the world's first therapist, but he won't like be the main therapist guy after the end of Wind and Truth, I think. Which leads me into my next prediction, and it's that Kaladin will become the king of Urithiru. I've made like a TikTok video / short / reel on this before, but there's a death rattle that I'm going to put up here right now, which is the basis for why I think Kaladin will survive this. He's just so heavily associated with the spear, you know, the crown, obviously the king. The tower is Urithiru. I think he's going to be the king of Urithiru. I'm fairly confident about this, like very confident about this, unless it was just total bait and the spear just talking about somebody else, unless he becomes the king of Urithiru and then dies, because then that would technically be completing it, I guess. Or Sigil, maybe. That, I think Kaladin's gonna become king of Urithiru. I don't think he's ready for it right now. I think that the last idea of the Windrunners has to do with leadership, and so I think I'm probably going to see him go on a journey of leadership to prepare him to be a leader in that sense, not necessarily in a sense of combat, right, but be king. Please be right. I might just be coping because I don't want Kaladin to die. My favorite freaking character. All right, next prediction. Lon's obviously going to swear the 4th ideal if she hasn't already. Kaladin also might be in a political marriage to Yasna to unite Alethkar and Urithiru. You know, Yasna in Wit, I don't even think, I'm pretty sure Yasna's asexual, but she might have like romantic feelings for him. Maybe, I can't remember exactly what was in Rhythm of War, but it definitely felt like Wit was more into her than she was into him, romantically speaking. I think she was just more intellectually into Wit, but at the end of the day, that's like, was never gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. I think Kaladin could get into a political marriage with Yasna. I think they balance each other out quite well, actually. I think that Kaladin really leads with his heart and Yasna leads with her mind. And so I think they'd be a really good duo, believe it or not, especially when I read them arguing in Oathbringer. I'm like, wow, they can make like a really strong duo. I think they're underrated. Next prediction is Moash is going to marry Sil. Next prediction is I think Dalinar is going to get kind of cooked. I'm not 100% sure he's going to die. I think he could get turned into a fuse still. I think it's still very possible. Or he takes up the Shard of Honor. He like rebinds it together and then takes it up. I think that's definitely within the realm of possibility. But is he gonna rebind honor and become honor? I don't think so. Ooh, I have no basis for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Forget, I have to get some stuff wrong, right? Oh, I just don't know. I feel like it really could be either or. Okay, I'm gonna say he's not. I have absolutely no idea who Terravodium's champion is gonna be. Just absolutely zero clue. I mean, I guess the most obvious one for me is Moash, so I'm gonna guess my prediction is Moash is gonna be the champion. Maybe not. I don't know. And then obviously, spoilers if you haven't read The Sunlit Man, skip to whatever time I'm putting on the screen right now. The Sigil's gonna get cooked somehow. RP my dog, he didn't deserve it. I guess it's not a prediction. We already know that's gonna happen. All right, now on to the questions I have that I want answered. These are for me. Obviously, there are a bunch of other questions that everybody wants answered and, you know, that I also want answered. But some of the stuff that's been weighing on my mind recently is how the Shard of Odium will affect Taravangian. My prediction, I guess is one more prediction. I think that Taravangian has always been the ends justify the means type of guy. And so while I think he's not going to be as consumed by the Shard as Race was, obviously, right? Because he's new to it, right? So the Shard hasn't had time to just completely like overwhelm his personality. I do think that he'll be almost just as terrifying as Ray's, if not worse, for our heroes, purely because just what he believes, right? And so I think he's gonna just go for that on the giant cosmological scale of not only just Roshar, but like the gods in general. I'm worried about conclusions that he might come to and then the actions he might take. You know, he's a very like emotional dude, right? And everything he's doing is to like in his mind save people, right? That's how he views it. Since he has like access to all these like godly senses and abilities or whatever, right? I think that he's gonna be able to like justify doing some even crazier shit because he sees crazier shit. That's what I think is gonna happen. I did take a sneak peek and see that he's in the first interlude, or in the first pair of interludes. So I think we're gonna see quickly how right I am with that. But it's something I've been thinking about for the last few weeks since I finished Rhythm of War on my reread. And then the next question I really want answered is, what are Ba-Edo Mishram's motives towards Odium, and why did binding her away do that to the singers and to the Bren? You know, I'm very curious about that. I was freaking taking a piss this morning and I was thinking about that. We will see. I plan on finishing part 1 in the next few hours, so I'll be back snapping like right now. All right, we're back. The exact same day, 3-4 hours later. I just went straight to reading and then I got back here. All right, so the first thing I want to say is feeling emotional. Kaladin going around saying bye to everybody. But I still don't believe he's gonna die, okay? I think everything he's doing right now is just a bait by Brando. I don't believe it. It feels too obvious. You know what I mean? It feels like such obvious foreshadowing. I'm gonna go into a Wax and Wayne spoiler, like a giant Mistborn Era 2 spoiler right now. So skip to this time if you don't want to hear me talk about it. I feel like Wayne's death was just foreshadowed just so heavily. It was just so obvious in the Lost Metal. And this feels like a little similar to that. I don't believe Kaladin's gonna die. Yeah. My gut's saying no. When it comes to character deaths, my gut has always been right. Like Teft, day 1, I knew that Hecker was cooked, bro. Day freaking 1. And that's all that's coming to mind. Wayne, that's all that's coming to mind right now. Sadius was so cooked, bro. I'm gonna say it. That dude was just gonna die. Hot take. I didn't think he was gonna die in Words of Radiance. That was the unexpected part. But I did think he was gonna die. Alikar got me. I was not expecting that. But I don't think Calvin's dying. Maybe I'm coping. I don't know. Maybe I'm just absolutely coping. Lon, sworn the 4th ideal. Called that shit from a mile away. That shit was easy as balls. The one thing that I do think I also called was in the interlude, I was right about Teravodium. That, or at least that's the vibe I'm getting, is that he is definitely ends justifying the means it. I'll take my book jacket off. I don't know why I was reading with that thing on. Cultivation, I think, is not happy about where Taravangian is going right now. It's a little nerve-wracking. I think that Taravangian is indeed going to be harsher and more dangerous and scarier for our heroes than races or race was going to be, because I feel like when you're a person with this mindset, you like are willing to do almost anything. I don't know if him talking about wanting to freaking murk all the other gods and become the only god, reform ad nauseam, was just an idea he was spouting out. I'm not sure if he's actually wants to follow through with it. I hope not, because I really want Odium to be on our side. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous as balls, bro. Dude, I was so happy to see Felt and the Sion, and dude, name dropping Kelsier in this book. Crazy, absolutely crazy. We all know he's Thydekar. Spoiler, but it's not. Honestly, it's not anymore. Okay, they name dropped Kelsier. So if you've only read like one Mistborn book or whatever, or you haven't read Wax and Wayne, he's been name dropped. Okay, so it's over. It's over for you guys. But that was wild. I didn't know Felt was freaking awakened. Bro was freaking been to Nalthus for sure. Who was he talking to though? Was it just the Sion itself? That could be it. Not talking to anybody through the Sion, just the Sion. The Sion like a triple spy, bro. That's crazy. Those are my thoughts for part 1 or day 1. I'll see you for day 2 and the interludes that follow day 2. All right, so it's 2 days later. I just finished part 2 of Wind and Truth. It seems that Dalinar is trying to ascend to honor, or at least he's exploring this option. I don't think he's gonna do it though. I'm pretty confident it's not gonna work out for him. My crackpot theory is that little Gav ascends to honor because he got sucked into the perpendicularity with them. I feel like I saw him raise and Yatil and Leak, is that his name? I feel like I saw their asses coming from a mile away. I'm surprised Shalai didn't realize, but at the same time, she had a lot of shit going on. The Adolin Relaine subplot romance is really cute. I'm totally down for that. They're a total vibe. I think they're like probably, I guess they're not a couple yet, but they're probably my favorite one. Right after Yasna and me. In this last interlude with Odium, it does seem like he's not going to go full one way or the other in terms of those two minds, I guess, that are warring within him. The ones that have always been there, his logical side and his emotional side, which I think is a step forward. I think it's a good thing that he's gonna do that. I'm glad he's not going full 100% take over the Cosmere. I still don't think Kaladin's gonna die. Not given the vibes. Hot take, even with the first day. I'm hoping that the war in Herdaz gets settled quickly with the Mink, because I'm not sure it was the greatest idea to send off 50 ass Windrunners over there. But at the same time, they did say they'll be back in time because they're just going to drop them off and then come back to fight the war in the Shattered Plains. So I guess it's not the end of the world. It's not too bad. Spoilers for the Sunlit Man and what I'm about to say. Skip to this part right here that I'm putting on the screen. To me, it's seeming like this war in the Shattered Plains is where Exil's gonna go get cooked. We know he doesn't die. L, as we saw in this interlude, is going to the Shattered Plains and he's leading the armies of Fused. So I think there's a very strong chance this is where Six will gets his shit rocked. If not, then it's gonna be more when dealing with the Dawn Shards, which I think will play a bigger role in Act 2 of the Stormlight Archive. There's a chance he gets cooked here. I don't know for sure. I'm a little disappointed that the whole interruption happened because, well, I mean, obviously, right, just like our characters, but I was really interested in seeing that flashback of humans coming to Roshar. I really wanted to see that, and we still might. I don't know. Only on day 2. Yeah, those are my day 2 thoughts. I will see you all for day 3. So I just finished day 3. As you can see, there's this thing right here. I don't know what that is. It's on this side as well. Maybe it's just like my hands or something. I don't know. But it's kind of irking me and it's really ugly. But when I finish it, I'll have the dust jacket on and then I can forget about it. I don't think there's that much for me to talk about in this part. It's just been Adolin gearing up for a fight and Kaladin, Szeth, and Syl doing some Innovar shenanigans. And we're going to find out what Szeth's trial entails soon, I hope. He just freaking clapped a stone ward. Damn, she got her ass kicked. Kind of my go. I'm not gonna lie, guys. He's kind of a Chad. He's an absolute freaking hoss. I still don't think Kaladin's gonna die. Spoiler for the rest of the book. Maybe. I saw a spoiler. I saw somebody say that Adolin's a trans woman. I think they might have just been like freaking with whoever was posting that, but that's like been in my mind. Not that I'd be against it, although it feels a little bit random. I think they were just joshing. I don't think that's real. Maybe I'll eat my words, but I think they were just messing around. I remember when I first started the Stormlight Archive like 2 years ago, I went through Wave Kings and I saw some stupid spoiler for Rhythm of War, and so I was like nervous the whole time, and then that spoiler never happened. So like absolute total freaking bait. Taravangian, you know, he's being the op that he is. We're gonna see what he's gonna do, I guess. He's making me a little nervous. He's really like going back and forth, and I guess he made the decision to go back and forth, but I don't know. I don't know. This is day 3, right? Yep, that was my day 3 update. Going into day 4, and I'll see you in like 0.3 seconds for you, but for me, like at least a day or 2. Are you enjoying this video? Wait, don't scroll or skip or whatever. Don't do that. I have like 300 subscribers, okay? This is not going to be like a sponsored segment from an outside source. If you go to my description right now and check out a website called Sponsor, you'll find it's a place where you can monetarily support me if you want to by sending donations to a specific goal that I have set up. Now, what makes Sponsor different from other goal tracking websites like Kickstarter or Ko-fi or whatever is that Sponsor can do multiple donation goals at once, or you can just give just to give without doing a donation goal. And yeah, back to the video. Did Taravangian just turn Moash into a Steel Inquisitor? Is that what I'm understanding? Just drove those damn spikes through his eyes? What the fuck? I don't even know what to say. I was not expecting that, that's for sure. I feel like though I should have seen it coming because it's clear that Moash still has a role to play and he's gonna do some more fighting, but how was he gonna do that while he was blind? I feel like looking back, maybe it's just like a hindsight's 2020 thing, but I feel like I should have put that together. All right, thoughts? I'm like 90% sure that the Adolin trans thing is total BS. So there was like another force that delayed the Aziz forces coming to Azimir. I can't remember if it said that they're good forces or enemy forces, like reinforcements. Why do I feel like it could be like the Horn Eaters? I would be very sad, and I also think it's very unlikely that we're just gonna not see the Horn Eaters in this book. We'll definitely see them for sure in the next arc, but it would make me very sad just going this whole book and not seeing Rock again. Would Brandon really do that to us? Oh, maybe he might. I miss Maya, but I understand why he had to go leave and go off on her mission or whatever. The Maya Adolin duo is just so good. Maya Adolin, Shallan Pattern, Kaladin, Syl, they just have like so much synergy together. I freaking love seeing them interact. So far, Dalinar, Navani, Shallan, everybody has not discovered Gavinor in the spiritual realm. New crackpot theory. Gavinor is going to take up the Shard of Honor. That's my crackpot theory. We'll see if I'm right. I think right now, my biggest 2 candidates for who takes up the Shard of Honor, if that happens, is Szeth or Gavinor. In my defense, they were both crackpot theories. I guess the chance does exist that it's going to be Dalinar. That's what it seems like Dalinar himself is working towards. I just don't think it's going to be it. To me, Dalinar taking up honor, it just feels so obvious that I don't buy it. Not that there's anything wrong with it being obvious. I guess if that is the case, then it's more about how we get to that point. That's going to be very interesting and entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be him. It could be, there's a very high chance that I'm wrong. But anyways, freaking Moash getting spikes. That's crazy, bro. My eyes started watering because I was just so hyped. Did that happen to you guys? You start like tearing up a little bit because you're just so excited. Moash and Fire Steel Inquisitor now. I guess not really, but like they kind of are. Interlude 7 is the craziest interlude in the entire Stormlight Archive series. I'll see you guys for day 5. All right, so I just finished day 5. I'm pretty sure I just got to the part that I think this quote-unquote spoiler comment was talking about. Adolin was talking to a trans soldier in Azimir, and I think that's what it was. That Adolin's actually trans himself. I think I just misremembered it. I hate how something like that just caused me like so much like stress. Because like, you know, when you see a spoiler and then you're just stressed waiting for it to happen, kind of like no matter what the spoiler is, that's kind of how I felt. But it's gone, I think. It's just a misinterpretation. You know, it happens. It happens. So to first start off with the interludes at the back, looks like Taravangian finally just like freaking bondsmith his 2 parts together into one. And he's finally decided to be an op. And all I really gotta say is, Cultivation, this is all your stupid fault. This is all your fault, Cultivation. Our heroes could have beat Race Odium. They could have, but no, Cultivation had to go in like metal. I'm a Cultivation hater, bro. I'm not finished with the book, so hopefully that'll change by the end. Hopefully it being Taravangian makes it easier for them to win. Maybe. I'm nervous because I know, you know, what's going to happen to because of the Sunlit Man. And I'm just, you know, very worried if it's going to happen in this part or the next part. If I had to guess, his Spren is probably going to be stabbed with Void Light, I think, or the warping Void Light. That'll probably kill his friend Vienta, I think. And that's gonna make me like really sad because I like her a lot. I don't want her to die. I have no idea who's gonna die. Obviously all of our heroes can't make it, but I just have no idea who it's gonna be. I really don't want it to be Dalinar, but Dalinar just seems like the most likely candidate. You know what I mean? I think that I was cooking with my 2 crackpot theories about whether it's going to be Zeth or Gavinor that takes up the Shard of Honor. Maybe nobody will take up the Shard of Honor. I don't know. Yasna ended her relationship with Wit. Saw that shit coming from like a mile away, bro. And even without reading Mistborn Era 2, which takes place after, but still within the time period that Yasna would be alive, easiest prediction ever. I'm still confident on my Kaladin becomes King of Urithiru theory and that he enters into a political marriage with Yasna. That part I'm less sure about. That part I'm like 50% sure. By Kaladin becoming king, I'm like 75% sure on. Throughout these backstories, I'm just like feeling even worse and worse for poor Zeth. Poor Zeth, bro. Poor Zeth. Man went through some shit that he just did not deserve in any way. I think the voice that him and the other honor bearers can hear is probably one of the Unmade. I don't think it's Ba-Ado Mishram. It could be Ba-Ado Mishram. What's the other one? Dai Gonarth? Is that the other one's name? I can't freaking remember. I think it's got to be an Unmade, or maybe like a section of intelligence Spren that are just trying to boss them around or something like that. I don't know. Nail coming was kind of completely unexpected for me. I don't know why. I should have known we would see more Nail and Zeth interact. But God, I can't believe that fricker showed up. Nail my op, low key. Damn, I was freaking shitting on Nail and hating Cultivation. It's not because I'm racist, I swear to God. Taln my goat. I have black friends, okay? I'm not racist. Nail better not leave Zeth astray or else I'm gonna be upset. Kaladin's got this, my goat. Kaladin's gonna 1v1 Nail and freaking shit on him. Watch. God, I have no idea if Kaladin's going to swear the 5th ideal in this book. I hope he does. But I think it'll be either right before he takes up king or right after he takes up king. It's got to be with leadership, right? Jezreen was the leader, the heralds, right? And he was the Windrunner's benefactor or whatever. It's got to be something with leadership. I think he might swear in this book. Maybe in the next arc. I don't think Navani's going to die. You know what? If Navani does die, I think Brandon might be setting up a new bondsmith in Rushu with the sibling. I still have no idea what the deal is with the Stormfather, unless like Odium used the Stormfather to help kill Tanavast. I don't really know. Why does the Stormfather not want to freaking have Dalinar figure out like the truth of what happened? Stormfather, you sus, bro. Does the Stormfather feel ashamed? What is going on? Adolin might go. I'm ready to see my badass just go crazy when Maya gets back. He gets a sword. I am curious to see, like, are the new honor Spren that are coming, are they going to like just start bonding new Radiants right then and there? People with absolutely no training. Maybe Adolin has like ex-squires or something. I don't know. I think Kolot might bond an honor Spren that comes to help. I'm not sure. I thought Kolot would bond Nodum, but Nodum doesn't really seem like he's down to bond anybody, but he still might. I don't know. And yeah, those are my thoughts so far. I will see you guys for day 6. All right, I've just finished day 6. Before anybody says anything, yes, I am wearing the exact same thing I wore yesterday. What are you gonna do about it? Let me answer that for you. Nothing. Anyway, I always talk about the interludes because like so far the interludes have just been the craziest parts. Odium wiping out Carbroth is actually like top tier bananas. Freaking cultivation, bro. She thought she had everything in the bag, but everything she's done has just been like low key, not low key. And not everything. She just failed so hard with Taravangian. I feel like with Dalinar, she did a good job. You know, without her, he was able to resist Odium. Lift, I suspect she did a good job with Lift. I feel like Lift will one day take up cultivation. But Odium, she's just flopping so hard, bro. Somehow she just did not expect both sides of Odium to agree that he should take over the Cosmere. That feels like a throw on her part, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, maybe out of all the possibilities she saw, it was just that one that didn't work out and we just happened to be in that one. Anyways, cultivation hardcore just threw entirely with Taravangian. I'm still waiting to see if something about Taravangian being Taravangian, you know, it being him that holds the power of Odium is what will make it possible or more possible or give us a better outcome for our heroes to win. Because if that doesn't happen, cultivation hard through, and she should feel bad about that. Hot take, I know. Where are we at right now? Still don't think Dalinar is going to take up honor. My crackpot theory that it's going to be Gavinor is like sneaking up, you know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think it's going to be Navani. It could still be Dalinar, but I feel like he just somehow has to convince the Stormfather. I'm starting to question what the Stormfather is. If he existed as a personality before Tanavas died. Part of me thinks that maybe he's like the power of honor just kind of left alone and it somehow was just personified. You know what I mean? And it's just not as powerful, but the Stormfather is going around searching for who can take up the power of honor, and he just hasn't found anybody that he thinks is worthy yet, maybe. And so with all of this happening, he's been like still uncomfortable with doing it, and so he's been trying to find another way to fight Odium without giving up the power. But then again, he bonded people before and has had other bondsmiths, I think. Maybe not actually. Has he? You know the sibling the Night Watcher have? Are we sure that the Stormfather has bonded other people? Or is it that he can bond people without giving them the power fully, and that in searching through bondsmiths he's looking for somebody that he thinks holds up in his opinion, but he hasn't. I also still don't think that Dalinar is going to become honor. It's looking a little bit more likely that he might, but I don't know, we'll see. Nail bait and op as always, bro, but it's not because I'm racist, because he's doing op things, bro. Like, let my man Zev be. There was some progress there, and then Nail had to come. Dude, that's spread is such a little bitch. It's crazy, bro, acting all high and mighty, but he just actually doesn't know shit. At least the other Spren are like willing to admit when they don't know. And Patty doesn't know anything. He's like, I don't know. When Elle doesn't know anything, she's like, I don't know. Especially early on. But this dude is like, no, he's got his head up his ass. That's just how all high Spren are. Am I generalizing? Am I being racist towards the high Spren? No, the high Spren are also black. I'm not racist. I swear to freaking God. It's just pure coincidence. It's pure coincidence that high Spren are total assholes and they're black. Or Valium, black. Nail, black. And then Honor freaking abandoned the Heralds. What was that all about, bro? Honor pissing me off. You know, it's not me, okay? Maybe it's Brandon. I'm kidding. There's no racism here from anybody. My goat, freaking Sigzil, Galadon, and Bayon. See, guys, I'm not a race. Look, I did this to myself. Why did I bring that up? Thing in the back of my mind. I felt the need to defend myself. Why did you feel the need to defend yourself and say you're not racist unless you're subconsciously racist? But I'm not. I heard Brandon read Interlude 11 last year at Dragonsteel. So that wasn't new, but it was still fun reading again. Bayon's a freaking gunslinger. I forgot about that shit. W? A goat? Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think Shallan being Chanarach at Channa, he knows. That's totally Shallan's mother. She's like, we're just deal with it at a different time. We don't need to deal with this shit right now. W Brandon for making R'Lane and Renarin's romance subplot be kind of like important to the actual plot itself, with them holding hands while staring at Mishram. W. Also, guys, forget Mishram's picture. I'm telling y'all, bro, call me a horn eater, Herdazian, but these singers be bad as frick. Absolutely would. Damn, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at that. Look at that curve to her, bro. Look at that. Sheesh. I'll see you guys after day 7. I finished day 7 of Wind and Truth. Yes, I did zoom my camera in. Deal with it. I'm still hanging on to my theory that Gavinor is gonna send Honor. Looks like Zeth's becoming chill again. Nail's not in there, but Kaladin needs to go in there and help Nail because Nail's like lost his bananas. But like, isn't Nail and the Heralds like supernaturally bananas? You know what I mean? Is this something Kaladin can even fix? Speaking of Heralds, RIP, Taln, Ash, Taln, my goat. Wish we got to see more of you. Are they being reborn? I don't think they're being reborn. No, I think they are still. It's just the ones that get stabbed by the stabby thing, right? Terravodium trying to dupe Thaylen City, but Yasna caught it. But where is he sending those troops that we're going to Thaylen City to? Are they actually going to the Shattered Plains, or are they going to Azamir? Well, I guess Yasna says she has no choice but to send to the Shattered Plains because she can't get the troops to Azamir in time. But either way, I guess it doesn't really matter. She only has one option. Stormfather, what the frick is up with this dude? Oh, piss me off, bro. Tanavas and Op the whole time. Vito Mishram was gonna make everything chill between the humans and the singers. Gareth nabbed a singer baddie, bro. That should have been me. That should have been me, bro. Gareth got that freaking dog in him. That's crazy. How dare Honor take away my dream from me, my dream from them. And Honor can only see possible futures, and so he just showed a bad one to Gareth and the Knights Radiant, and they're like, oh my god, what the frick is up with that? Honor, you and Op this whole time? Tanavast, I named my D&D character after you. I'm getting pissed, bro. I better finish this book and love Tanavast again, because that's my D&D character name right now. There's still time for Syladin. It's not happening. But I need you guys to know that I am a Syladin truther. I don't think bro's dying, so there's still a chance. RIP Leighton, my dog. You didn't deserve that. And then Leighton's death was a death rattle that showed Sigzil's death and Vienta's death. I mean, I knew Vienta's coming. I don't know how Sigzil's gonna get out of it. Maybe he'll die and then come back with like the Dawn shards. It's got to be in this book, right? There's no way Moash survives until Arc 2 of Stormlight. And it says Vyre killing unless somebody else takes up the name Vyre. All right, those are my thoughts. I'll see you guys after day 8. All right, I just finished day 9 and I haven't been able to read it all today because I need to record this first. I'm actually about to shit my pants and I want to read this on the toilet. So I'm going to see if I can get through this fast. What the frick is the Stormfather, bro? What is he? Yasna versus Odium, Dalinar versus Odium, Adolin versus the freaking everybody while missing a leg. What is bro going to do? Like, even if Maya comes back with Honor Spren, like how much is that going to help? RIP Nezaham, my goat, bro. I'm telling you right now, there's already a Helleran brain rot in this community. There is now going to be Nezaham brain rot. Somebody's going to make it their gimmick. Just watch. It's going to happen. Lift training under freaking Vasher. What the frick? Where did that come from? I'm down for it. Anna is the one who broke, not Taln, my goat. Freaking called it, bro. It's a pass, though, because she's actually super freaking hot. More importantly, is Shallan's mother? We all saw it coming. Hello. Who was surprised? To be honest, nobody. But it's still peak. I'm glad we got to see Shallan's wedding. It was super cute. Made me tear up a little bit. Risen heading off Roshar. I don't know how she's gonna do that. Is she gonna do it? She's probably just gonna travel the freaking cognitive realm, maybe. You know what? Wait, isn't she like immortal now? Is she gonna start like the first spaceship business? This shit actually made me feel so bad for Elhokar. Like, he was just doing his best and he just doesn't know any better. You know what I mean? And as satisfying as seeing Dalinar beat the shit out of Elhokar at the time was, you look back on it and you're just like, man, that's like hard to watch. It's hard to read, you know what I mean? Does what Elhokar goes through excuse his actions? No. But does it explain them? Yeah. And do I think he does deserve sympathy? Absolutely. Poor Elhokar. Everything starts with Shallan. All roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Shallan. Oh, is this Spren from Shinovar, or the Unmade from Shinovar that was in Zeth's head and was in the Honor Bearer's head? Was that just a knot? Didn't they say something about corrupt Spren? Am I bugging? Or was it something else? I'm not completely convinced that it's an Unmade yet, but it might be. Still don't think Kaladin's gonna die. The Heralds trying to turn Zeth into one of them is actually crazy. And I think there could be no worse person to be a Herald than Zeth. I mean, there probably are, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you get the intent behind that statement. All right, if you don't want to be spoiled, skip to this timestamp. I posted on Threads a post that was talking about how Gareth got that dog in him, and I left it alone for a day, and I checked it yesterday in a parking lot for a restaurant while I was waiting for my friends so we could meet for lunch, and somebody dropped a spoiler that says Taravangian kills Dalinar, completely unprompted, and I read that and then I blocked them. I just got spoiled at the end of the book. They could have just be trying to mess with me, and that's not actually what happened, but I like can't get it out of my head now. The same way I thought I saw somebody say Adolin was trans and then I couldn't get it out of my head. This one's worse because this one's like very possible. Whoever did that, I hope you live a very unhappy life. All I said was Gareth got that dog in him, bro. I'm trying to pipe a singer baddie. He's just like me for real. Did that deserve being spoiled? Was that like so bad? Are they racist against the singers? Is that why they spoiled it? Speaking of racist, Kaladin was called a racist by Syl. Crazy. I am waiting to see Azure again. Where the frick is Azure? She went up to Cultivation's perpendicularity, right? Didn't she? Well, she's at the Horneater Peaks. If we're not going to see any Horneaters in this book, then maybe we'll see them in the next arc, and we get to see more Azure then, more Vivenna then. Maybe we'll get to see Vivenna in the Rock novella. That'd be lit. And now we're about to see freaking Tanavast flashbacks. That's gonna be crazy, bro. Tanavast better make me forgive him, bro. Odium trying to break Dalinar with flashbacks of him versus Alucard and Evie, but he ain't gonna do it, bro. Mygo learned, changed, and approached something in a different way, and I'm proud of him. But does Gavinor hate him now? Oh, SpaghettiOs. Is the Gavinor champion theory coming to pass? Or is my Gavinor honor theory coming to pass? I have zero idea how our heroes are going to get out of this situation. Like the Shattered Plains, how are you going to get more Stormlight? Oh, wait, from the perpendicularity at the bottom, right? But then how do you access it? Do the Stone War, or what is Bentley Will Shaper? They gotta move the rocks out of the way and bring the thing up to renew all their Stormlight, maybe. Aelin, I don't know. I think they might be cooked. Even if you bring Honor Sprint, right, and they bond everybody, those people have no idea how to freaking lash, and they won't have shard blades. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Oh no, dude, I don't freaking know. God damn it. Wait a minute. Something just occurred to me. The path that the heralds are sending Zeth on, I feel like it's giving similar vibes to the voice. You know, whatever that unmade is. Is that an unmade at all? What if this journey to become a herald was like the purpose of that unmade? I have no evidence for this. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm just like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. I'm just like, wait, these feel connected. It's like the heralds want obedience the same way the voice does. The vibes. It's the vibes. It's the vibes. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Is it the heralds? Is this been the heralds playing the whole time? The whole purpose of the Shin in general was to get a new herald? Oh no, because that's like that. They've been doing this after the Oath Pact was broken. So they're doing this to repair the Oath Pact. Or were they doing it beforehand in case the Oath Pact ever got broken? Are these just herald schemes up in Shinovar? I don't know, dude. Those are my thoughts after day 8. I will see you guys for the end of day 9. Okay, I finished day 9. And I bet you're going to ask, oh, aren't you wearing the same thing you wore yesterday? Aren't you wearing the same face you wore yesterday? What do I even say, dude? Like, I don't even... One thing I know I can say for sure is that the entire part of Yasna in freaking word battle with Taravangian with Fen right there, that so far has been the most stressful part of this book. I could tell from the beginning that Yasna was going to lose that battle, but like for narrative reasons, not necessarily because I was super confident about my knowledge of Yasna's character and her morals. You know, it's the end of day 9. Like everything has to go to shit. That way everything gets better in day 10. That's just how it works. I knew it was coming, but I was still tweaking out the entire time. Let's talk about the things that I cooked on. One, the vibes I was getting was that the unmade in Shinovar was not actually unmade, or maybe it was. I don't know. Or I can't remember what I said, but the vibes that I was getting was that all of this shit was due to Herald shenanigans. Freaking call that shit. I have no idea how. It was purely a vibe thing. I didn't know it was going to be a Shar, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But I had that realization that it might be the Heralds instead of an actual unmade when I was recording. So when you saw me do that, that was like live. That was my live realization that the vibes were similar. So I cooked there. W Kaladin, freaking therapying nail. He turned Syl into a Syl flute. That was actually so hype. That might have been the hypest part for me. The flute broke. Wit's gonna be mad. But he turned Syl into a flute. Goated? All right, what was the other thing I cooked on? Oh, that the Storm Father was actually looking for somebody new to take up Honor's power by bonding different bondsmiths. Called that shit. Aelin's getting cooked right now. He's about to make his last stand. My freaking dog. Whatever you would have done, Aelin, I would have supported your decisions. But then he got saved by his homies to save Yanagon. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about day 9. Oh, there was a great shell from, I assume, the Pure Lakes, right? Because her dad's is to the north of the Rosharan continent? Not the Pure Lakes. Reshy Isles. Yeah, one of the great shells, the moving great shells from Reshy Isles just came and saved the mink. All of the radiates were led back to Uathiru, and there's some plan that Venli and Sigil hatched up. I have no idea what that's going to be. Maybe it has to do with Odium's pool, but does Odium's pool have Stormlight? Could that like refresh their gemstones and shit? I don't know. What are they going to do? I think they're going to go for a last attempt on the last day to try and take back the Shattered Plains and maybe even Azimir. I don't know how they're going to go about that though. Taravangian just like gathering up all of the nations of Roshar like the freaking Infinity Stones. I think the only way this like works, the only way that our heroes can save this is by just killing Taravangian and like splintering Odium. I have a feeling that might happen. And then maybe like the next villain of Act 2 of the Stormlight Archive is going to be Autonomy, maybe? Because Autonomy is a big player in Mistborn Era 2, which takes place during the 10-year gap between Act 1 and Act 2 of Stormlight. I think she could be a problem for our Rosharan homies. I do think that Odium will be dealt with in the last part of this book in some fashion. Maybe Ba'edo Mishram takes up the power, but then she would still just be as big of a problem. I don't know. I feel like the only way they can go about this is by splintering it, or Dalinar or somebody takes up both Honor and Odium. It was also interesting learning that AT was the nicest out of the 16, and he ended up taking Ruin and becoming that like evil monster in Mistborn. So that was crazy. It's kind of sad that none of the other shards went to help Tanavast and Cord deal with Odium. Okay, so here are what are my predictions for the last day. Kaladin survives. I don't know what Kaladin's gonna do in Shinovar. I don't think he's gonna kill the Herald Ishar. I'm gonna say I don't think Zeth takes up the power or becomes a Herald. What is Kaladin gonna do, dude? I don't freaking know. Does he become a son of Adon Alcium? Restore the wind? That's probably not. Talon releases Ba'edo Mishram, and I think that allows Deadeyes to maybe rebond and heal from being dead. I think when that happens, Adolin might be able to have a radiant bond with Maya and then heal his freaking like leg and shit. So I think that, yeah, Shallan will release Ba'edo Mishram, which will help the Spren and the Deadeyes. I think Odium's pool has something to do with how they're going to deal with the Shattered Plains. I don't know if they're going to be able to, if they're going to use it to renew their shit. There's Stormlight, because Odium isn't a Stormlight man, he's a Voidlight man. L's probably gonna die. Actually, maybe not. L I could see lasting into Act 2 of Stormlight. I'll barely know who he is. Yasna probably doesn't sway the 5th ideal till Act 2. He's probably gonna go and support the Shattered Plains, I think. Crackpot theory is still that Gavinor takes up Honor. The more I read, the more I feel like he's going to get cooked. I hope not, though. I hope he survives, because Navani having her husband die twice, that's just too much, man. I don't know. Can you do it, Brandon? Are you really willing to do it? Taravangian dies for sure. I think Taravangian's getting freaking cooked. I don't know who's gonna die though. I'm trying to think of like which one of our heroes is probably gonna die. And obviously, I think the most likely one is probably Dalinar. I think there's also a chance that Navani dies and then Rushu bonds the sibling. They got the they-them vibes going on. I don't know. I don't know who's going to die. I think there's also a really high chance that Zeth dies. All right. I'll see you guys after day 10 when I'm finished with the book. All right, now for day 10, it is literally weeks later. I made a short/TikTok that was pretty long, and so I'm just gonna throw that up here for my final thoughts on day 10. All right, this is my Wind and Truth day 10 update. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. What is this, like Infinity War? Kaladin becomes a herald? But like, that makes sense, you know, his journey up till now. I guess we can see where it finally led. And I think like, even without that whole heralds thing, I think his whole mental health journey would have been completely valid and completely, what's the opposite of pointless? Pointful, if at the end of the day he's just able to function, even if there's no real like supernatural shit going on and he's just able to do his job or do whatever new job he needs or whatever he's gonna do. I was like really worried that Syl wasn't gonna like go on his herald journey with him, but she is, so that makes me happy. You guys might want to unfollow me for this, but I'm a Syladin truther. Now Kaladin's immortal. Dalinar got cooked, but he got cooked in his own way. He went out on his own terms. I respect that. He's a goat. He's still my goat. Freaking outplayed Taravangian. I was wondering whether Taravangian taking up Odium would make it easier or have there be something special about the way that they could beat him that would only be possible if it's Taravangian. And I think Dalinar did it. I think if Reyes was still Odium, our heroes would have had a much easier time winning. Like, that was a beatable man for sure. Dalinar just went out and just baited the shit out of him because he knows Taravangian so well. He knows that everything Taravangian does, his means to an end philosophy, his everything is just kind of like an excuse because he wants power. He wants to rule. Dalinar got around the deal and he freaking baited the shit out of Taravangian by giving up the power of honor and having him grab it. RP my crackpot theory that Gavnor was going to become honor. I crackpot theoried so hard that it started like becoming true in my head. Like I started to genuinely believe it. I was really disappointed. That's used. Look at her. Yasna got her ass cooked, so she's gonna have to do some reevaluating, I think. Adolin and his unoathed. Dude, Adolin's got so much aura. That's just actually crazy. Unoathed, it goes so hard. Him and his gang. They're probably gonna become such a big fighting force in the future since there's no access to Stormlight outside of Urithiru. So they're gonna be like the only shard bearers who can like go anywhere. Adolin slap around Abadai the Monarch. And dude, Abadai the Monarch is such a little birch. It's crazy. Got his ass whooped. And I loved at the very end, the epilogue. I guess it's not part of day 10, but the epilogue where Hoyd is taking a job in House Ladrian as the freaking coach driver. If you guys haven't read Mistborn Era 2 and you want a direct continuation of Hoyd's story, more or less, then I recommend you read Mistborn Era 2. That's all I got. I'll do a non-spoiler review and then I'll probably include more in the spoiler review. All right, you watched that? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Infinity War ass book, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out. Since Ghostbloods and Elantris 2 and 3 are coming out first before Stormlight 6, which I'm gonna be 32 by the way. Awful to think about. I'm assuming those books are going to play a big role in the next act of Stormlight, which is fun. I don't care if it alienates people. I'm gonna say it. I like the crossover and like all that shit. I love it. Give me more. Everybody who didn't read the other books, a skill issue. I don't care. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you're seeing this, I have 2 other videos out at the moment. Feel free to give them a watch.